Tell me the news I'm hearing is a lie. No! White folks cannot do that, especially the ones that love God, the ones that adore God, especially the ones that are in heavens and the angels are singing hallelujah, hosanna, hosanna in the highest. Black people, have you heard this particular news? What am I hearing about transgender and transfer of money? I said it. I said it that Charlie Kirk has never, as far as I'm concerned, he has never loved black people all through his existence. And apart from that, I have never literally seen this man as someone that is so good in adoring God that I should imitate. I also said it that just on the funeral day for the wife to just come up and be like, I forgive him. If Charlie was here, he will do the same thing. I knew there was a lot of things fishing. Receipt is out, update is out, and evidence to prove that it actually did happen is out. Anyways, who am I? Watch this video and let me know what you think in the comment section. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. My name is Sonia. Subscribe and let's dive right into this juicy story. The best story of the day. Let's watch.
Charlie Kirk was subscribed to my spicy site. I know this may come as a shock to most of you because he was so adamant at speaking out against my community, but I felt it was right to bring this to the surface so everyone can see how Republican men are secretly in love with the dolls. Alright, here is a photo from my spicy site of the legal name taken from the credit card used to subscribe and how much money he spent on me. So let that sink in, folks. I don't care how many cease and desist emails his team tries to send me, and I don't care how much hush money they try to give me. The truth is out, babe, and it hurts.
Shocking claim has surfaced involving conservative commentator Charlie Kirk, with allegations that he had a subscription to the page of a trans influencer named Jade Trap Girl Tease. According to reports, Kirk, under the handle Libs1776, allegedly spent $30,000 on her site before ceasing his subscription in September, the month of his passing. The influencer reportedly has receipts to back up her claims, fueling speculation about Kirk's personal life, especially considering his vocal stance against trans issues. Former MLB agent Joshua Kuznick weighed in, suggesting that those who publicly attack trans people often harbor private inclinations toward them. Kuznick also alluded to long-standing rumors about Kirk's relationships, particularly his connections to Candace Owens and his marriage to Erica Kirk, citing beard allegations that have surfaced over the years.
Well, this is definitely interesting.
Kirk was subscribed to my spicy site. I know this may come as a shock to most of you because he was so adamant at speaking out against my community, but I felt it was right to bring this to the surface so everyone can see how Republican men are secretly in love with the dolls. Alright, here is a photo from my spicy site of the legal name taken from the credit card used to subscribe and how much money he spent on me. So let that sink in, folks. I don't care how many cease and desist emails his team tries to send me, and I don't care how much hush money they try to give me. The truth is out, babe, and it hurts.
And what do you guys think? Because She comes with.
Y'all want to see the biggest plot twist of 2025 thus far since the Republican National Convention crashed the Grindr app? Stay tuned.
Charlie Kirk was subscribed to my spicy site. I know this may come as a shock to most of you because he was so adamant at speaking out against my community, but I felt it was right to bring this to the surface so everyone can see how Republican men are secretly in love with the dolls. Alright, here is a photo from my spicy site of the legal name taken from the credit card used to subscribe and how much money he spent on me. So let that sink in, folks.
I guess Charlie Kirk's family values lasted about 0.2 seconds after the fucking subscription page loaded. I'd say at this point, preaching for morality in public and paying for content in private is the Republican starter kit. Gosh, the hypocrisy is so strong with this one. Man, if you bottle it up, it'll be considered a controlled substance. At this point, the GOP stands for gay on the phone. I don't care what nobody say. Charlie Kirk subscribing to a trans OF creator is the most Republican thing. Hate publicly, tip privately. It's their way. But you know what they say. Every time a Republican opens a Grindr app, a Chick-fil-A sandwich loses its pickle. Leave it to the GOP to hate gender-affirming care but love gender-affirming content. And this is why I hate the Republican Party, because they'll ban drag queens from reading books but won't ban themselves from watching them bounce on camera. Honestly, the biggest enemy of the GOP isn't the left, it's their screen time report. Charlie Kirk tried to save America but couldn't even save his Grindr history from syncing to his iCloud. What do y'all think his username was? Trans Thighs for Patriots? Patriot Pipes 1776? Freedom Bottom USA, TPUSA _ Throat Patriot, No Homo But Maybe Homo, Turning Point for That Ass, Head State Rim Shot. Nah, it was probably Constitution Creamer. Or Patriot in the sheets. I think it's safe to say Charlie Kirk's legacy isn't Turning Point USA. It's turning off his screen every time his wife walks into.
So there is a OnlyFans transgendered man who is claiming that Charlie Kirk was one of his biggest paying supporters, and he brought the receipts to prove it. Here's the receipts. Here you see it's Charles James Kirk, and it's at Own the Lib 1776, his VIP service. He apparently basically paid for $30,000 worth of transgender OnlyFans content. And apparently they have a bunch of interaction with each other on, like, I don't know, video or something. I don't know how all that works, but this person is saying that it was in fact Charlie Kirk, and his last one was September 10th, the day before he was killed, and there are no transactions since. Kudos to this guy, creator, who put it out there. I'll give him a little shout out. This is pretty crazy if this is true. I don't know if it is, but it looks legit to me. Question is, what do you guys think?
Turns out that Charlie Kirk had a thing for the dolls. Baby, I could have told you that. See, every time one of these family Christian values men gets caught or exposed for sending money to trans women and black women and gay black men and the liberals with the septum rings and the pink hair, it's not surprising. It's like watching the reruns of a show that I've already binge watched. Remember our conversation about Groyper culture and far-right extremists having an obsession with Roman and Greek culture? Yeah. These dudes will preach about purity with their whole chest and then be in somebody's DMs with their credit cards doing the Cupid shuffle. They'll scream morals while their bank statement screams $3,000 or $300,000 or $30,000 to a fantasy that looks nothing like the woman they parade around at church. And what's funny is men like this always tell on themselves before the receipts even drop. Cause baby, what the girls, the gays, and the theys have always known is that the louder the hate, the freakier the truth. Don't y'all remember we talked about it before? Grindr crashing every time they have a Republican convention? Not glitched out, bitch. Crashed. Overloaded. And then these people have the nerve to act shocked? Baby, this is not new. This has always been a thing. As a matter of fact, I will be taking myself on a birthday thrifting spree paid for by a 3-time Trump voting MAGA conservative man, happily throwing money at me and calling himself my slave. Are we for real? The truth of the matter is these men are weak. They would rather live out their fantasies and their deepest, darkest secrets and their true selves in the closet and in the dark rather than live in their truth. Because if they were to live in their truth, they would lose their positions of status that grant them power. And that's the drug too many of them can't let go of. Baby, we got a whole old-ass queen sitting up in the highest seats in the United States of America. And why? Because power is too much for them to let go of. Wealth control and domination is a hell of a drug to a white person, bitch. Especially these white Christian men. So don't be shocked, girl.
Charlie Kirk spent $30,000 on this trans OnlyFans model. But anyway, all my pies are done. My cake is cooling. About to put that in the freezer. My cornbread for my dressing is done. All my Trinity is chopped. My turkey is prepped. My pasta for my macaroni and cheese is ready. It's gonna be real smooth. Shaq's going to give me some Hennessy, 3 bottles of moonshine, some vodka, and some paper towel because I ran out. If you're coming, just bring a bottle of wine. You could check the Bebop wine and drinks playlist for anything that I like put on there. Also, and people actually be showing up. Like, everybody's always invited to my house for Thanksgiving because we have a party in the evening after everybody's done with their family, and people actually be coming. Well, anyway, bitch, I'll see you tomorrow. Talk to you later.
So y'all remember that website that was doxing people for celebrating or even having a comment or not feeling anything towards CK's unaliving? Well, baby, they done stole all of MAGA's money. They siphoned crypto from conservatives to dox Charlie Kirk critics and then went dark. Now, this database had over 60,000 people. 60,000 people that allegedly had something to say about Charlie Kirk or had something to say in the lieu of him being unalive. And they were trying to get everybody fired. Now, on top of doxing people, they had 6 cryptocurrency blockchains that they asked conservatives to support. And in a 2-day period, baby, they got $30,000 out of y'all asses. About 190 payments on 6 different crypto addresses. They was getting that bank. And then it got reported and got taken down. Not once, but twice. Now, the second time it went back up, they put it as Charlie Kirk Data Foundation. And it was taken down again because it was registered under false information. Now, several MAGA Charlie Kirk conservatives have been asking where they are and where the development has been going. Baby, they not responding. They left with y'all money. And you know what? What you want us to do about it? I don't feel bad or good about it. But I do think karma comes in all ways, shapes, and forms. And they got $30K out of that shit.
A Republican man's kink is oppression. Who's to blame? Wait, not that one. This Republican man. Yes, this one. Last week, it was our president slobbing on the other president's knob. This Republican man subscribed to OF. But not just that. Not just any OF. This woman's OF. And this woman is a trans woman. Alright? Which is so bizarre because Charlie Kirk did not try to make life easier for trans women at all. Now, as you can see here, it says he spent about $30,000. And another bizarre thing was the last activity was September 10th, which means bro was accessing it so much, he accessed it on the day he died. Can you imagine how embarrassing? And look, I'm not even like trying to kink shame anyone. Like, if that's what he liked, he did not live life that way. He did not make it easier for trans people to live life. But behind closed doors, it was okay for him to engage in that behavior. He had an oppression kink. And so do a lot of conservatives. Like, if it comes out to be true that, our president went down on our other president, it shouldn't even be a big deal. To be honest, it shouldn't. But it is, because we live in a world full of homophobia, right? And no one pushes homophobia like the Republican Party, like a Charlie Kirk. And what's crazy is we all know that Grindr, which is a same-sex app, dating app, goes up, like crashes whenever there's a bunch of Republicans in town. So I would argue that Republicans, men, their kink is oppression. And that's why they vote oppressively. It turns them on to have us oppressed, y'all. So I blame white men. White men want oppression even in love. I don't know, that's really messed up. Did you see Jade's video about how CK was a monthly subscriber to her Spicy account before payments stopped in September? He spent about $30,000. And Jade's a member of a community that has been specifically targeted by CK and his organization. I wish I hadn't taken down my video about how those TP men were not as straight and narrow as they appeared to be. Don't forget, every accusation is a confession with these people.
Hi, can you sit with me for a minute? And then after the video interact, I got some tea to share. Hi, I'm Kennedy. I'm a trans woman who transitioned over 25 years ago. My husband Peaches is also trans. The tea I gotta spill. Have you seen the video of the trans girl who shows the receipts on September 10th? Charlie Kirk, his legal full name, pays her $30K on OnlyFans. Have you seen it?
Charlie Kirk was subscribed to my spicy site. I know this may come as a shock to most of you because he was so adamant at speaking out against my community, but I felt it was right to bring this to the surface so everyone can see how Republican men are secretly in love with the dolls. Alright, here is a photo from my spicy site of the legal name taken from the credit card used to subscribe and how much money he spent on me. So let that sink in, folks. I don't care how many cease and desist emails his team tries to send me, and I don't care how much hush money they try to give me. The truth is out, babe, and it hurts.
So I've been saying this for a long time. It's not just Republican men in love with the dolls. Republican men are queer. And the ones that are loudest about gay rights, trans rights, are the ones who are secretly doing stuff with the dolls and the gay guys. If you made it this far, please interact with this video from the bottom to the top. Share the video, y'all. Share and copy link it. Favorite the video. Leave us a comment. Isn't this some juicy shit? And lastly, like the video. And if
Kirk spent $30,000 with a trans woman on an OF site. And now those reports are blowing up all over TikTok as the influencer has come out and accused Charlie Kirk of spending 30 grand on her site. And the last activity on the site was on September 10th, which is obviously the day he passed away. This is incredible. I am former MLB agent Joshua Kuznick. It's not incredible that he passed away. That sucks. I wish he was still here to answer for this. The assassination was one of the worst things to happen for American discourse and obviously to his family. I wish he was here to answer for all of this, like every evangelical who is hateful and bigoted towards that community and then gets outed as a consumer of that community. This does not come as a shock to anyone that has paid close attention to like the relationship between Candace Owens, Erica Kirk, and Charlie Kirk. But do I believe this story from this influencer? 100%.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Christian, Messiah, Jesus' second coming, the leader of the Christians, ex-husband at this point of Erica Kirk because she's moved on to JD Vance. Charlie Kirk paid this trans woman on OnlyFans $30,000 fucking dollars. This would explain why they were sleeping in separate bedrooms. This would explain, by Erica Kirk's own admission, that her and Charlie Kirk were not sharing a bedroom. This would also explain why they sold their $5 million house. Oh, wow. Bro. What? Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. It's the party that keeps giving.
Shit, Charlie Kirk allegedly had a subscription to a trans influencer's OF site named Jade Trap Girl TS, who has made an entire video outing her deceased customer, allegedly, Charlie Kirk, whose handle was OwnTheLibs1776. He spent $30,000 on her page and then stopped spending money on September 10th, the day that he passed away. This woman seemingly has receipts that Charlie Kirk indulged in her site. What does this mean? A lot. I'm former MLB agent Joshua Kuznick, and firstly, I wish he was alive to answer for this, because we all had suspicions that anyone this angry at trans people probably had a proclivity towards it. These receipts are crushing, and anyone knows the relationship between Erica Kirk, fucking Charlie Kirk, and Candace Owens isn't stunned by any of this stuff. There's been beard allegations for years, and it's sad he couldn't live his life and then hurt people in the process. I can't wait to see what happens. But this seems...
We are Charlie Kirk, we carry the flame. He spent $30K on a trans OnlyFans model and only Erica's to blame.
There's a trans woman on TikTok who's making the claim that Charlie Kirk spent $30,000 on her OF spicy site. I don't know what I can say. I'm not a TikToker, but that's actually insane because it confirms everything that we already know. That every conservative loves trans women, and they just hate that about themselves, that their politics directly conflict with their real world morality and their feeling within themselves. They know that trans women are women, and they find them beautiful, and they find them attractive, but they just can't contend with it. So to politically save face, they support policies and go on debates talking about some, how many trans people have committed mass pew-pews? Too many. No, seriously, I never thought that I'd be doing another Charlie Kirk video again, but I'm quite pleased. By the way, guys, we are doing a debate tonight. Do you think that billionaires should pay less in effective taxes? Do you think billionaires should pay less of an effective tax percentage than teachers and nurses? Anyway, we'll be live in just a second, and I'll see you there.
I was thinking about this Charlie Kirk situation, and has anybody noticed that Charlie Kirk's wife has gotten more airtime than Charlie? Like, that bitch is going everywhere, and that is because they are so excited to have on their side. Who knows? Maybe it was the Trumps that did it.
It is confirmed he was a gooner. A trans OF model leaked this. It's this one account that hasn't been active since September 10th, 2025. He has spent over $30,000 on this trans OF model. Most of it was in messages, so I guess Charlie Kirk was just a lonely guy. I guess Erica wasn't giving him that Kirk, you know.
Here is a photo from my spicy site of the legal name taken from the credit card used to subscribe.
How can you call him a good man anymore? That's $30,000 he could have given to the poor. But no, he doesn't stick to his morals at all, really. You know who I feel bad for? Charlie Kirk's daughter. She's gonna have to grow up. When she's 15, 16, she's gonna see all this shit about her dad. She's gonna know that her dad died for this shit. All the shit that he said about her, the people he supported with these Epstein files coming out. And just to know that her dad wasn't in her life because he believed in this shit. It's sad.
You guys, did you guys see that this trans woman said that Charlie Kirk was subscribed to her site? Her OF site?
Charlie Kirk was subscribed to my spicy site. I know this may come as a shock to most of you because he was so adamant at speaking out against my community, but I felt it was right to bring this to the surface so everyone can see how Republican men are secretly in love with the dolls. Alright, here is a photo from my spicy site of the legal name taken from the credit card used to subscribe and how much money he spent on me. So let that sink in.
The longer I'm alive, the more I believe that closeted men are literally destroying the world. Trying to keep that part of themselves closeted is destroying them, and the rage of that experience is destroying the rest of the whole entire world. And this is why the patriarchy is so violent towards everyone, including men. Because it's destroying them. It's destroying them. Why can we not just live in a world where who you are sexually attracted to is acceptable. It doesn't matter who it is, with the exception of children, obviously. But if you are a man who is attracted to men, that is okay. And that is a beautiful thing. And there is literally nothing wrong with that. You do not have to pretend to be straight. You do not have to pretend to be anything you are not. You do not have to go out and get a wife and then spread woman-hating propaganda. You don't have to do that. You could just be gay. This shit is fucking exhausting.
Question: how are the maggots gonna resolve in their minds that a trans woman just came out and exposed Charlie Kirk as like one of her best customers and spent $30,000 on her on coincidentally September 10? How are y'all gonna resolve that in your minds? You know, Mr. Christian fundamentalist, Mr. There's only two genders, Mr. Bible, you know, like trans people are, you know, a giant middle finger to humanity. How are y'all gonna resolve that in your mind? Don't worry, I'm gonna put the screenshot and I'm gonna put her video on next.
Let me drop this so we can talk. I told you guys a lot is still going to be unfold. We have not seen anything yet. $30,000. What I will film video and I will not get in a year. $30,000. God. $30,000 for subscription to someone that knows God so much, to a transgender, to watch something that he's not supposed to watch. Allegedly. You know, these people are fond of mocking God, honestly. They are so fond of mocking God. I was asking myself different question. Why will a widow just come and forgive just like that? Just like that. I'm not saying that forgiveness is not divine. Forgiveness is cool. But just like that, so quick, so fast. Now, this transgender came out to say a lot of things. And he brought out receipts because he knew that a lot of people are going to debunk it and be like, oh, it's a lie. Stop saying that. Stop saying that. Don't talk about the dead like dirt. A lot is still going to be unfolded. White folks, these are the people that you guys are. But at the end of the day, you people always keep saying, black people did this, black people did that, black people did that. I'm just so happy that these people did not come from black folks. It should have been another thing entirely. By now, black Americans wouldn't have been able to breathe. These are money that MAGAs are pushing out, and at the end of the day, just come on snap. They can't feed people. They can't feed during Thanksgiving. But these people have this amount of money for subscription. You think it's only him that is doing it? You think so? Don't worry. A lot of receipts are going to be sent out. You're going to be shocked. In fact, you don't need to be shocked. We already know this thing. They are just using Bible to cover their faces, and it's quite alarming, honestly. That's why I have to eat chicken on top of this matter. I said, no, $30,000. And you want me to come here empty-handed? Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. Subscribe, like this video, drop me a comment, and lastly, do not forget to share. And yes, guys, with no further ado, I do Adela policy in my videos. I'm going to be saying bye and I'll see you guys in my next one. Chai!